good morning. This is Jyotirmay, Department of Biology. Today we are here to know about reproduction in humans. In humans, which reproduction takes place? Sexual reproduction. So in a previous class, we discussed about sperm and ovum. So from which reproductive system sperm is produced? From which reproductive system ovum is produced? We look at today. I already told you, sperm is a male sexual cell and ovum is a female sexual cell. So generally, female sexual cell is produced from female reproductive system and male sexual cell is produced from male reproductive system. So then, what is the male reproductive system of human and the female reproductive system of human? We look at in this class. So just go. So generally, this is the male reproductive system. I'll come to the point of one by one here. Okay. So I'll come to the point of one by one. I'll introduce another part. Okay. So first, I'll come to the point of testis. This is the point. First of all, you should remember this is called testis. This is a sexual organ in this sexual system. This is a sexual organ which produces the sexual cell called sperm. Got it? The millions of the sperms are produced in testis. So the first part is testis. In these testes, the sperms which are produced, millions in number, they move from here and moves to the next part called, here we are finding a spring-like structure called epididymis. What is the part called? Epididymis. So what is the second part? Epididymis. Okay. So I am looking at the third part. The third part is sperm duct. From where the sperms are passing from testis to epididymis to sperm duct. And from here it passes into a part called urethra. Got it? From where urine is passed. The pipe tube from where the urine is passed is called urethra. So before going to know about the urethra, we should know here one more part present is called seminal vesicle. I'll tell you functions of their each and every part. But first, try to feel the names of the male reproductive system. Got it? So seminal duct, seminal vesicle. This seminal vesicle has a tube called seminal duct. I'm so sorry, I forgot to write here. This is sperm duct and this is seminal duct. Duct, what is the meaning of duct? Duct meaning is a tube, nothing but it's a tube. The tube is called duct. Got it? Pipe or a tube is called duct. So seminal vesicle has connection to the sperm duct with seminal duct. And this seminal vesicle produces semen, a fluid called semen, which keeps sperm healthy and provides nutrition. Got it? So, this seminal vesicle produces semen. When sperms are passing here, the semen also enters into the seminal duct, and from there onwards, it passes through urethra. Got it? This is the part. What is this part called? Urethra, from where urine is passed. Exactly above of it, urinary bladder is present, where ureter and the kidneys are connected. So, urinary bladder, where urine is stored. And that urinary bladder also connected to urethra, as well as this sperm duct also connected to urethra. Mean from male reproductive system, the passage of reproductive cells as well as the urine passage takes place from the same way. Got it? So the sperm cells also passes from urethra as well as urine. So this is called urethra. From urethra to the last part is called penis, from where you excrete urine. The excretory part of the urine, that is also called genital organ of the person. Genital organ means the sexual reproductive part for male or the female. Got it? In a multicellular organisms, we recognize the organisms as a unisexual or bisexual. So I asked a question, what is a bisexual organism? A bisexual organism is earthworm. Earthworm is a bisexual organism. It's also called hermaphrodite. We will look at hermaphrodite. What is that? Earthworm is also known hermaphrodite. Is also called bisexual. What it is also called? Bisexual. So by this way, this is a complete picturization of the male reproductive system. Is it clear? Sorry a minute. PHRODIT, hermaphrodite, is also called bisexual. The remaining all organisms are unisexual. Separately we find the genital organ in them. Got it? The male and female reproductive organs. Got it? So in a male, again one more time I will try to explain the parts again. Look at it. The male reproductive system has a first part called testis. Singular is testis. Plural testes. Two. In a male there are two testes present. And these testes helps in the production of sperms. What is sperms? I already I do it. The time when I was explaining about acrosome. And in the last class also I told you the structure of sperm. This sperm is produced by testes. Got it? So what is this part called? The short-edged acrosome. Am I right? And this is the part called head. In this head, nucleus present contains DNA, chromosomes. How many chromosomes? 23 chromosomes. Not 23 pairs, 23 chromosomes. It's a haploid cell. Which cell it is? Haploid. I am drawing here. Acrosome. Which cell? Haploid. What is the difference between haploid and diploid? Haploid means it has the chromosome. The nucleus has chromosome, right? This chromosome has single set of chromosomes. Only 23. Generally in a human, how many chromosomes present in a cell? 46 chromosomes present. Mean 23 pairs. But in a haploid cells, the number is cut down into half. Mean 46 means the number is cut down into 23. That's all. Why you know? The male and female reproductive cells are combining and form zygote. Mean here 23 chromosomes from sperm and over 23 chromosomes. Total how many number? 46 means again 23 pair of chromosomes should be formed. If not, if sperm has, suppose you imagine a 46 chromosomes, ovum also has a 46, totally how many becomes? 92. Mean we won't get next generation human, we get some other animal. So we always should maintain the chromosomal number. For maintenance of the chromosomal number, here the sexual cells have only one set of chromosomes. Because of that reason, they are called haploid. Again, one more time I will tell you. Haploid cells which contains only one set of chromosome. One set. Generally in every organism, two sets present. Main pairs. Like, see, I have two hands. Mean one pair of hands. Am I right? Like in chromosomes also, chromatin fiber also, chromosomes are double pair. Mean two pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. So totally how many numbers present in our But here 46 not present, only 23, half of the number of chromosomes present. That is the reason they are called haploid. Got it? Even sperm also a haploid, which has a head-like structure to penetrate into the ovum. Got it? That part is called atosome. And next nucleus contains chromosome which has 23 chromosomes. Yes, and it also has a neck. And here it has middle piece which contains mitochondria in it. What is present in middle piece? Middle piece has mitochondria. What is the use of mitochondria? It also known powerhouse of the cell, right? And this is about tail, which helps for movement. Is it clear? So this is about sperm. These sperms are produced from testes. And how many number? Millions of sperms are produced. How many number of sperms are produced? Million sperms are produced. That produced million sperms are stored in the part of epididymis. Where they stored? In epididymis. The curvature, a spring-like structure is present right here. Near the epididymis, the sperms are stored. This is the function of epididymis, storage of sperms. And that millions of stored sperms, every day the production takes place. Every day, 2 days once or 1 day once, the production of sperms takes place in millions in number. That produced sperms are too small in microscope. So those sperms are pushed to the sperm duct. Mean the duct, a tube which carries sperms called sperm duct. From there, the sperms are passed into urethra. Before going to pass into the urethra, here the one more part is present called seminal vesicle, which produces semen. Semen is a jelly fluid which keeps sperm moisture as well as alive, because it provides proper nutrition. Semen provides proper nutrition to it. That semen, along with the semen, the sperms passes and enters into the urethra. Got it? And later, from there onwards, the sperms passed out to the penis. Is it clear, students? This is about reproductive system of men. Now, and this is the sexual cell of man, sperm. And this is the smallest cell. Is it clear? And what is the lifespan of this sperm, you know, in a human body? This is generally, sperm be alive below our body temperature. So actually this scrotal sac, here this is a part, I forgot to tell you, scrotal sac, which holds the testis here, and this epididymis always keeps the sperm in a low temperature than our body temperature. What is our body temperature? 37 degrees Celsius, right? Than that temperature, the sperm required lesser than that, mean 30, 32 like that, mean little lesser than the normal body temperature. So that temperature is provided by this epididymis. It always keeps sperm in a low temperature and healthy always. And these sperms are generally survive for 46 hours, means 2 days. Just only 2 days. The lifespan of sperm is 2 days. But once these sperms are entered into female body, these sperm lifespan increases to 5 days. Generally, when sperms are present in male body, the lifespan of sperms 2 days. But when they enter into the female body, the time of fertilization, the lifespan of the sperm increases, because the female body is very comfortable place to survive this sperm, so that it need for 5 days. But generally, what is the natural lifespan? 2 days. You should remember, lifespan of sperm 2 days means 46 hours. That's all. Is it? Sorry, 48 hours. 48 hours. Is it clear? So this is about sperm. Understood? Next we look at about the female one. Clear? So I am going to start female one But before going to start female one, shall I rub this sperm? So copy it. Generally sperm has a head. Above the head acrosome is present to penetrate into the ovum. And again I will draw again one more time, but just understand. And head has a nucleus which contains 23, only one set of chromosomes in it, which carries information from one generation to the another generation. Mean we got information from our parents, like from our father and mother, and our father and mother got information from their parents. They got from their parents. They got from their parents. Like from our four parents, we are getting the information of a human. What is the character of human? Should have a head, body, two hands, legs in the heart, lungs, should be protected by ribcage, main muscular system, bone system, and reproductive system, respiratory system, digestive system, like different systems present in our body. Got it? All those systems arranged in a order. I should be here, nose should be here, mouth, inner teeth, tongue, ears, all those. Every arrangement is proper. Mean the color of your hair to shape of your nail. Each and every information is stored in these 23 chromosomes, which you get from your father, and even from female reproductive system. Mean ovum, right? In the ovum also same number of chromosomes present, which carries the information from their parents. Got it? So by this way, two combinations we born, and some people you may have the characteristic of your mother, some people you may have the characteristic of your father. Am I right? So now we start looking about it. So before chromosomes and after, the head middle piece is connected by a neck portion, and middle piece has mitochondria in it, which provides energy for the motility. For the motility of a sperm, dash provides energy, mitochondria. Motility means motion, movement. For the movement of the sperm should be moved, right? For the movement of the sperm, energy is required. That energy is produced by mitochondria, which is present in middle piece, and down tail is present, which is useful for movement. Got it? So this is about sperm, and it lives for 2 days and for being 48 hours. So next we look at about the female reproductive system and about ovum. So come to the point here. This is female reproductive system. In this female reproductive system, as like male, I will come in a order. Then you will understand. Look at it. This is the first part. Should always remember, that is ovary. This is a reproductive organ in a reproductive system, because these ovary, without ovary, there is no reproductive cell is produced. To produce the reproductive cell, we require a reproductive organ called ovary. It produces ovum. And you may be find here two ovums here, two ovaries here. But two ovaries at a time they won't produce ovum. They produce alternative month. If for example here in a female reproductive body, ovary not produces number of ovums here. It produces only one ovum. It won't be like a male. In male, testis helps in the production of many millions of sperms per day. But in a female reproductive system, ovum, number of ovums are not produced. Only one ovum is produced per a month. So for example 1 month, here from the number 1 ovary, the ovum is produced. From the number 1 ovary, 1 ovum is produced for 1 month. Then for the second month, from here the another ovum is produced. Again for third month, this to right side, fourth month left side, fifth, sixth, like that. Alternative months. So for this month, if ovum is produced from this ovary, for the next month the ovum is produced from that ovary. Is it clear? So from this ovary, the ovum is produced by the process called ovulation. What is the process called? Ovulation. The developmentation of the ovum and production of the ovum in a ovary is called the developmentation of the ovum and production ovum in a ovary. Developmentation and the production of a ovum in a ovary is called ovulation. After the ovulation, the ovum is produced from ovary, from here. The ovary is opened, then ovum released out. Once the ovum is released out, here is a funnel-like structure called oviduct. Sorry, it's not an oviduct. Funnel is not an oviduct. So the funnel of oviduct or funnel of means the opening portion of the oviduct means fallopian tube. This fallopian tube has an open end. That end opening, when ovum is released, immediately it captures. It captures that ovum. Got it? So when ovary is released ovum, these funnel, funnel to pour water, milk, they use funnel. So the shape is like a funnel. That's the reason it's called funnel of oviduct. What is oviduct? From a tube or from the tube is also called fallopian tube. From a tube, the ovum is passed. That is the reason it is called oviduct. What it is called? Oviduct. And that oviduct end portion has like a funnel. When ovum is released, immediately it captures that ovum. And that released ovum passes from a tube called fallopian tube. And this fallopian tube has small hairy-like structure which is so fluffy to move the ovum free without any disturbance. Is it clear? So from here the ovum released and reaches to a last portion called uterus. It's also called womb, the mother womb. It's also known as Garbhasanchi, where we develop actually in a mother body. That is a part called womb. Got it? It is also known uterus. Uterus is different from urethra. Don't get confused. Urethra, urine is passing. This is uterus, which is also known Garbhasanchi, is also known womb of a mother. This is a birth, the developmentation place for every human. Any human or an animal in the mother body where they develop a uterus. This is a portion. So finally, ovum reaches to the uterus. From there, that ovum passes through a part called opening edge called cervix, and this is the opening end called vagina, from where the urine is passed in a female body. In a female, from where the urine is passed, that part is called vagina. Got it? In a male, it is called penis, right? In female, it is called vagina. This is also known the birthplace, from where the people take their birth. That is a place is called vagina, and it is also called the genital organ. This is a reproductive organ, reproductive part for the female. Got it? Female reproductive part. So generally, what is the genital organ? When you take birth, by observing a part, they say whether you are a male or female. That part is called genital organ. Is it clear? So which shows whether you are a male or female. The recognition. Don't feel shy to listen this, because you are in age of adolescence. It's must and should. You need to learn about yourself. Got it? So this is about female reproductive system. Again, one more time I'll repeat it. Okay? So what are the parts present? Ovary, which produces ovum. From ovum, the ovum is from ovary, the ovum is released, is captured by funnel, and from here the fallopian tube, which has a smooth cilia in it, which helps to push the ovum into the part called uterus, and from here the ovum is released from cervix to vagina to outside. Got it? This is about female reproductive system. Then what is ovum? I will tell you now. Okay. So now we look at about the ovum once again. So generally ovum is protected by a jelly-like coat outermost. Outermost it has a jelly-like substance and inside it has cytoplasm as well as nucleus. This is about cell membrane. And this is about cytoplasm. And it is about nucleus. In that nucleus, chromosomes are present. How many number of chromosomes present here? 23 chromosomes. 23 plus 23. How many? 46. Totally 23 pairs. So generally, what is the lifespan of ovum? Ovum is the biggest cell in our body, the largest cell in our body, not longest. Longest is always nerve and largest always ostrigal. But in human body, what is the largest cell? In human body, the largest cell is ovum. What is ovum? What is ovum is also called egg. It is also called egg. Understood? And these ovum generally, what is the lifespan of the ovum? You know what you are expecting? The lifespan of ovum. Generally, the sperm lifespan is 2 days, right? Then what is the lifespan of ovum? Just 1 day. Means just 24 hours. Just 24 hours. So per month only one ovum is produced. That too it survives for 24 hours. Means only 1 day. Is it clear? After 1 day it dies. It's clear? So one more time I will repeat this point. Generally ovum, which is like cell, has largest cell, has cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus, which are chromosomes, 23 chromosomes, one set of chromosomes, and which is produced from ovary. Am I right? And this produced ovum from anywhere, from here or from there, anywhere, the ovum is produced once. For production of ovum, how many days it takes, you know? It takes 14 days. How many days? 14 days. For the complete developmentation of the ovum, it takes 7 to 8 days, and it should be maintain its temperature and everything, body, everything. And later, from ovary to outside into the funnel of the oviduct to produce, it takes 14 days. After 14 days, it starts from the day of 14, it starts passing. But generally in some people, it may take between 14 to 15 days in a month. For example, in a month, 1 to 30 days. How many days? 1 to 30 days, right? In these 1 to 30 days, between 14 to 16 days, in these months 1 to 30, between 14 to 16 days, the ovum production starts. The ovum is produced into funnel of the oviduct. Once it released into funnel of the oviduct, from here to where it should reach? Until uterus, right? To reach from the ovary to uterus, mean from the fallopian tube to uterus, it takes almost how many days? 7 days. How many days it takes? 7 days. Totally how many days completed? 16 plus 7? 23 days. Am I right? So, here have you got any doubt? Madam, you are saying just it's a 1 day. But for passing of ovum from fallopian tube to uterus, how many days it is taking? Totally 7 days. Then how the fusion of male and female gametes takes place? Where it takes place? You know, the fusion of male and female gametes, it takes place near the area of fallopian tube. That is a place for fertilization and to form zygote. After formation of zygote, it passes from fallopian tube to uterus. But generally unmarried people are like youngsters in you, there won't be any fertilization. Then what happens? The ovum automatically reaches from fallopian tube to uterus. Am I right? Further it takes 7 days. Means automatically the ovum dies. Once the ovum is died, it should be left over there or should be sent outside. What should be happen? It automatically should send outside. If not, the dead cell is present. That too is the largest cell. If the largest dead cell is present inside, what starts happening there? The cell starts decomposing. Once the cell started decomposing inside of your uterus, very simple, number of bacterial infection and fungal infection takes place there, and the uterus gets damaged. In the future, the female will not have the capability of carrying baby. You should remember the one thing, females are the mothers always, and future mothers actually. So they must and should carry a baby. So they must and should need to keep their uterus always healthy. If not, future they can't carry a baby. That's the reason to maintain here the healthy condition and the hygienic condition, the system of the reproductive system of the female itself takes an action that it tries to push these dead ovum to outside. But the ovum is large, almost this is the size of ovum. It can't come out through our cervix because our cervix is so small. From that, this large part cannot come out. For that, to send that ovum to directly out, here some of the hormones are produced and they make these ovum into pieces, and later that pieces of ovum along with some blood, it released out through the cervix to the vagina out. The process of releasing of ovum along with a little amount of blood to outside, that phenomenon is called menstruation. What is that phenomenon is called? Menstruation. Don't worry that madam you are not writing anything on the board. This topic again I will explain you in the age of adolescence. Got it? Now this is reproduction, right? So I should go through the first fertilization. Later I will explain you if no fertilization takes place, then what happens. So you will get a question right in your mind further. So if no fertilization takes place, that ovum bursts into pieces, it divides into pieces. So along with that pieces, by the day of 7 days after, 7 to 8 days it takes, 10 to 12 days it takes. After that, it starts bleeding out, meaning that ovum and little amount of blood is sent out, the wastage, complete wastage is sent out, so that the females start losing of the blood from their body. Got it? That's the reason always we say girls or females, whoever should take strong food. Whatever the food you are eating should take strong and need to eat plenty of food. Along with that, need to drink plenty of water. Got it? So then your uterus and your reproductive system be healthy. Otherwise, maybe there may be a little problems here. Got it? So this is about ovum. Then how fertilization takes place. That is a concept here. First of all, in this lesson, we look at that concept first. Later, in age of adolescence, what is menstruation, why it happens, if in which age the reproductive system develops, whether in male or female, or in boys or girls, and when reproductive system is in onset, then what are the symptoms appear in your body and in your face or in your voice. Everything I will explain you in the age of adolescence. Got it? So now again we will come back to the point. Here I told you two things here. One is about male reproductive system. The another one is female reproductive system. Got it? So in that I just now told you about the ovum, which is the lifespan of ovum is 1 day or 24 hours, and generally has a cytoplasm, cell membrane, and nucleus chromosomes. Outermost it has a jelly-like coat which protects the ovum and keeps always the ovum to move free without any problem. And it is produced from ovary and passes from fallopian, captured by funnel. From the funnel, captured by funnel, from funnel it passes through fallopian tube. Monthly, alternative month, each of the ovary takes a responsibility for production of the ovum. From there onwards, the ovum passes from fallopian tube to uterus. For that it takes 7 days to pass, and within 1 day the ovum dies and it comes out if there is no fertilization, and later it bursts and comes out and bleeds. The phenomenon of menstruation. If generally in married women, then what happens? How fertilization takes place? That we discuss now. So shall I wrap? Because now this male reproductive system is not required. Just only the female reproductive system is required. Just look at the diagram again one more time. These diagrams are given in your textbooks also. Copy it, note it down. Very important. For any examination, these diagrams important and reproductive cells also important. Got it? So I am clearing the board. If possible, write down running notes. Shall I? Even I am clearing this ovum also. So now listen. This is very important point. How fertilization takes place in female body, and generally I told you the fertilization takes place in two manners. One is internal fertilization and the external fertilization. Here now we are discussing about internal fertilization completely. Is it clear? So listen. So what is fertilization? I gave number of times this definition. Again one more time. What is meaning of fertilization here? Male gamete. Am I right? And female gamete. Gamete means sexual cell. Note it down the point. Gamete. G is. Gamete means sexual cell. Whether it is a female sexual cell or the male sexual cell. What is a male sexual cell? What is a female sexual cell? The male sexual cell is sperm. Right? And the female sexual cell is ovum. Sperm is produced from testis. Ovum is produced from ovary. And these two fuse, combine and produce zygote. Mean the sperm enters into the female body, and later once it enters into the female, here I am drawing a rough picture. So here still here the ovum is not reached, it's not completed 7 days. Just the ovum is produced. This is the time of 1 day. The same moment the copulation took place, male and female, and the sperms are enters into the body. So from here to here, and fused with the ovum. So ovum and sperm fuse. Where the fertilization takes place in human body? In fallopian tube. Where the fusion takes place? In fallopian tube. This is very important question. Most of the people they your outermost jelly-like coat is present. Then sperm enter there until the fallopian tube. Got it? And in that, only one sperm can be entered into the inside of ovum. Remember always. Maybe sometimes luckily 2 sperms or 3 sperms may be entered, but always only one sperm is allowed into ovum. Got it? And this has mitochondria, tail. Here you should remember only one point. With the help of acrosome, it makes a small hole for the ovum. What is it? Ovum, right? And it is sperm. And slowly start entering into inside like this. Only the head portion enters. The remaining neck, middle portion, tail is the outside. Only the head enters inside. Once the sperm head is entered inside, the whole part of the ovum becomes hardest. The outermost layer becomes hard. So no sperm can enter into inside later. So these sperm, after entering inside, these chromosomes. This is nucleus of sperm. This is the nucleus of ovum. Both. Once these two are entered, this chromosome and this chromosome both enters and become as 46 chromosomes. From these 46 chromosomes, which chromosomes are dominating? The baby gets the characters. For example, if your parents or if your mother character is highlighted, then baby gets that mother character. If father character is highlighted, then baby gets father character. Sometimes both being in equal proportions, like eyes father, mouth mother, like hair grandfather, like the characters. Because we have the 46 chromosomes we got from our ancestors. Sometimes you may get the appearance like none of your family. In your family, some of your ancestors may be like you, so that you got the features. So by this way, the fusion takes place. Once the fusion took place, the whole zygote develops. This zygote is a fusion of male and female, but don't think that zygote is a multicellular organism. Zygote is always a single cell. Remember that. This is very, very important. Here I already told you. Male and female fused. Male and female fused means it becomes single. So that zygote is also a single cell. Later, this single cell slowly to reach the zygote up to the uterus. How many days it takes? 7 days, right? Within that 7 days, the zygote slowly starts becoming into embryo. Means slowly the single cells start multiplying into 2, like this zygote, and into 2 into 4, 5, 6, like this. The number of cells improve and starts forming of tissues. That and that means zygote to embryo. Later these embryo tissues develop as the organs and later become as a fetus. Later this fetus comes out after the delivery from the mother body, then it's called baby. Got it? So this process of formation of zygote, this process is called, what it is called? Fertilization. The process of formation of the fusion of male and female gametes fused together from zygote. This process is called fertilization. Later, the zygote develops as embryo into fetus. So, by this way, the fertilization takes place in internal fertilization. Where the fertilization is taking, fusion of male and female taking place inside of the mother body, right? So that it is called internal fertilization. So, after the fertilization, how a baby develops, we look at in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day. I hope today you enjoyed my class. Bye.